Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to overcome writer's block. Now, for those of you who don't know what writer's block is a feeling in which we cannot progress our work or we cannot create something new. Now, how do we know we are suffering from a writer's block? It's simple. Just when you go to the studio, you try to create something new or to work on an existing track, but then you realize that you cannot and there is something wrong. Now, in order to overcome writer's block, I have my own method, which I'm going to share with you today to hopefully help you overcome writer's block. So first of all, I divide writer's block in 3 different levels. Now, in order to know which level of writer's block you are suffering, then I also have 3 simple questions with a yes or no answer. So let's have a look to the first question. Do I want to work today on the studio? Now, if the answer is yes, that's something good, and it also means that we are not suffering the 3rd level of writer's block. Then the second question is, am I mentally prepared to work on a new or existing track? Now, again, if the answer is yes, that's something good, and it also means that we are not either suffering the 2nd level of writer's block. Now, the third question is simple. Can I do it? Well, in order to answer this question, we have to try it, right? So let's imagine that you tried, but you cannot work on a new or existing track. That means that we are suffering the 1st level of writer's block, which I call lack of inspiration. So let me give you a few recommendations of how you can get inspiration. Okay, so my first recommendation is to create a new sound or to search for a preset or sample, because sometimes just from a single sound you can get enough inspiration to create a melody, a bass line, a chord progression, etc. And once you have created this melody, chord progression, bass line, etc., then you can start to build a new idea. Okay, now my second recommendation is to search for an already made melodic element. It can be a bass line, a chord progression, a melody, an arpeggio, etc. And you can also modify this sample and make it sound different, which again can give you enough inspiration to create something new or to work on an existing track. And my last recommendation is to listen to others' music. You can listen to your favorite artists or try to discover new music, because again, just by listening to others' music, just a simple element, it can be a vocal, it can also be a simple word, a certain sound, and it can also be just the structure of a specific track that can give you enough inspiration to work on an existing track or to create something new. Okay, so that's the first level of writer's block. Now let's have a look to the 2nd level of writer's block. We go back to the question and we ask this question to ourselves. Do I want to work today in the studio? If the answer is yes, that's something good, then we jump into the next question. Am I mentally prepared to work on a new track or an existing track? Now, if the answer is no, then means that we are suffering the 2nd stage of a writer's block, which I call try to be productive. So let me give you a few recommendations of how you can be productive while not making music. Okay, so first of all, let me just clarify that even though we are not mentally prepared to work on a new track or an existing track, it doesn't mean that you cannot try it. Of course, you can try it, but that's not my recommendation, because we have to learn and trust our feelings, okay? So as a music producer, obviously our goal is to create new music and to finish this music, but it doesn't mean that that's the only task that we have to do as a music producer. In order to achieve our goals, there is plenty of subtasks that will help us to achieve our main goal, finish and create new music. So let me give you some examples of all of these subtasks. You can, for example, learn how to play a new instrument. You can also learn how to use the instruments or the effects that you already own. You can also learn new mixing techniques or new mixing skills. You can search for a new instruments or effects. So in short terms, you can just learn how to improve your skills, okay? And last, for this section of trying to be productive, you can also organize your music production folder. Simply go to your hard drive and try to organize all of your projects by year, by month, by week, depending of how you want. You can also organize all of your libraries by vendor, by category, etc. And you can also create your own sample pack. Now, if you don't know from where to start, simply go to YouTube and you can have a look, for example, to my channel. Now, on my channel, I have everything divided by category. So depending of what you want to learn, new mixing techniques, how to organize projects, how to install new instruments, how to use some studio gear, etc. You have everything organized on my channel. And that's only my channel. Now, of course, you have plenty of channels out there where you can learn new skills. Okay, so we cover the first and the second level of writer's block. Now, let's have a look to the third level of writer's block. Again, we go back to the question and we ask this question to ourselves. Do I want to work today on the studio? Now, if the answer is no, that means that we are suffering the third level of writer's block, which I call get the hell out of the studio. Okay, so if we are suffering the third level of writer's block, same as with the second level, you can of course try to be productive or to create something new or to work on an existing track. But that's not my recommendation, especially at this level of writer's block. So if you are suffering of the third level of writer's block and you still trying, probably the things can get worse. And trust me, that's not something that you want. So simply take a break, take one day, take a week, take a month, even take a year. Just take all of the time that you need and be sure that you come back stronger than ever. Now, there is, of course, plenty of things to do out of the music production world. You can meet with your friends, you can watch a movie or a TV show, you can read a new book, you can take care of your body and do some exercise, you can go walk to the park, we can also cook a new dish, you can, of course, clean your house. There is plenty of things to do, okay? Now, my main recommendation if you are suffering from a third level of writer's block is to stay away of social media, because we tend to compare ourselves with what we see on social media, and we have to admit that that's not true. What we see on social media are only the fancy moments that the people have, and it will not help at all if we are suffering from a third level of writer's block. So again, if you are suffering from a third level of writer's block, first of all, take a break. Secondly, try to be away of social media. And thirdly, try also to be away of everything related to music production. Okay, so this is my method of how to overcome writer's block. I'm more than happy if I can help only a single person, because that's the purpose of this tutorial. So that's all for me. Hope you like and learn something from this video. If you have any question, please leave a comment below. Thank you very much for watching. My name is JonHut. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one.